Hello guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So, I'm down here in the garden. It is very cloudy today though. It's meant to have been pouring with rain all day. We haven't seen any though. I think my weather app said 0.2 of a mil, which is nothing. So I'm based in South Australia, in the Adelaide Hills region. And I wanted to show you guys my garden and a little snippet of my life. So my partner and I are very fortunate to be able to rent a very large property. The whole property is 380 acres. However, that is managed by our landlord. He runs sheep and adjustment cattle, so you might see some cows in the background. They're owned by another guy who just puts them here to eat the grass. But part of our lease is a three-bedroom house? Yeah, three-bedroom house with quite a nice acre-ish around it. So currently we are running 6 sheep. So we have a older female and her little lamb, who's technically still a ram. We want him to be a wether, we just haven't gotten around to it yet. And then we've got 4 other sheep that we bottle red that were abandoned as a child, one of which is Malcolm. You'll see Malcolm a lot in my videos. He's very friendly, however when we first got him he was blind in both eyes, which was something to do with birth. But his eyesight is a lot better now, he can see clearly out of one eye. The other eye I'm not too sure about. Some days I swear it looks cloudy, but the next it looks fine. So, first off I wanted to start with my garden. However, one of my household cats is outside. Interesting. Ooh. So I have 3 household cats. This is Mr. Bean. He's the middle boy. He's a bit chunky, but he's a good boy. We had a bit of a health scare with him recently. He drank the water out of the toilet and got very sick and started vomiting everywhere. We had to take him to the vet and get a heap of injections and medication because he got poisoned from like the chemicals in the toilet. So we've now decided that there is 2 doors between the toilet and the toilet lid stay shut at all times because I'm not going through that scare again. But yeah, I'm going to quickly show you guys what I have in my little garden. So we moved here in April 2023. At the moment it is November 2024. So we've been here about a year and a half. I did a pretty good garden season last summer. However, I did nothing this winter. I just didn't get time. We both work full-time jobs. But this winter my garden's summer. We're going into summer. Seasons are difficult. But so at the moment I've got a potato patch. I have 22 potato plants. They are all Dutch creams. They're doing quite well. I will just quickly show you guys them. Featuring Bean again. So these here are my potatoes. Bring, oops, a bit closer. See, they're doing really well. I've got them in a heap of straw. It's just your basic bedding straw that I buy from our local fodder store. Over here, this is my grass that I need to whip a snip. Was today's job. Decided I wouldn't do it in the rain, and then it didn't rain, did it? Here is my garlic. It is nearly ready to be harvested. I'm trying to think when I planted this. I think it was late April, so it's very nearly ready. The bottom leaves are dying off and drying out. You can see the bulbs starting to come through here. However, my sheep have gotten into this paddock in the last couple days. As you can see, there are some that have lost their tops. One down here. I know I'm off camera at the moment. So, this is what my sheep think of my garlic. If I bring it a bit closer, you can see how they've eaten the top. So this was 2 days ago and you can see there's a little bit of new growth. But the actual garlic bulbs aren't too bad. I'd say that's 2 inches from my thumb to my pointer. Doing quite well. So I originally planted 190 cloves in this garden bed for a family of 2. I can guarantee that will get us through the year. It's just a matter of if I can store it for that long. If not, however, I will be giving it to family, friends, or family. So this garden bed here, haven't done much with yet, haven't even put the soil in, because these raised beds are new as of this year. Last year everything was just in the ground this style. Here are my tomatoes, which are doing pretty well. I ran strings for them this year. I'm going to see if I can grow them a bit like grapes. So mainly trying to grow them up and across. And kind of train them to go up and across so they're not so thick, so that I don't have to struggle to pick them. These self-sown in my parents' garden, and my parents were kind enough to bring over 6. My dad actually helped me. He put in the star droppers and the dirt into the actual garden bed. Does, however, need weeding. Don't even know what these weeds are, but I have thousands of them in this garden bed. And they're just coming through with their first sets of flowers, which I will take a bit closer look at for you guys. That is the cover for my shutters coming in the road. See there? It's kind of hard to see. And they have been slightly sunburnt from my watering. I must have gotten the leaves at some point, unfortunately. Then over here, got a bit of a pile. We're trying to set up irrigation at the moment, so these beds will have drip line in them. Haven't got to it yet, but we have, however, put a couple sprinklers into the paddock here as of recently. In here, this is my tragedy for the last month or 2. Oh, sorry, my camera stand is not functioning. In here, we bought soil, didn't we? And we thought, oh, it's a turf mix. A turf mix would grow fine. It grows grass. No, it didn't. I don't actually blame the soil though, because I bought a pack of sweet corn seeds this year. I tried germinating them inside, and I was going to pop them up before bringing them out. They didn't germinate. So I tried direct sowing them. Nothing. So you'll see now, since the rain and me, because I thought the moisture wasn't getting down because of this soil, which I think it is, because you'll see it's very dry. So I was like raking, trying to get the seeds to the top to see if getting them watered directly would help. So now you can see all the seeds on top, but got nothing. And you can also see where my sheep have walked. And then the next garden bed is also a bit of a disaster. I had some tomatoes growing here, same soil, they didn't like it, they started to die, and then my chickens got in here and they ate the half-dead plants. So the plants were going to die anyway, but the chickens made them die quick, which was not planned. Though I have been finding this at the moment, just look at my crotch for a second, at the moment I've been having a lot of difficulty finding corn. So I've given up on seed. It's not going to work. I'm going to go to seedlings. It's also probably a bit too late for seeds now. I come over here. Today I went to a different fodder store, not my usual, and I found corn. So I now have 12. So as I was saying, so this year I'm going to have to start with 12 corn. That's all I've got at the moment. I'm going to plant those in a moment in this garden bed. Here, I think, actually I might plant it here. I was going to do a 3-sister garden bed this year for the first time ever, but my beans, I started when I started my corn, because my corn didn't grow. My beans are now yay tall and my corn is this tall. Whereas you want to put the bean seeds in when the corn is this tall. So I did that wrong. I could plant more. I think I might do like beans elsewhere as well as turn these corn into a 3-sister bed. The ground cover, I'm thinking of doing some sort of pumpkin squash variety. Haven't decided yet. But I'm not a fanatic farmer. I come from a farming background. My parents were dairy farmers for years. I've always had property and animals around me, never lived in a city or a town. So I've always had that sort of lifestyle. Like as a kid, I think we always had 20 to 40 chickens at a time. Like we never had less. So I've always had some sort of understanding, but I'm nowhere near a professional. And that was also in Tasmania, which is a completely different climate to South Australia. So I'm still getting to know this area. My partner and I are planning to move in a couple of years, considering this is a rental. But at the moment, I'm doing everything I can here, and we'll deal with the moving when the time comes. So I think I might actually leave the corn for today. Might do that at a later date. I do, however, want to show you guys my chickens, because chickens are my favourite animal. They're my first. Second is cows. Unfortunately, can't have a cow. It's a rental property, so I just enjoy looking at cows. I am lucky enough that on my drive to work, I drive past a dairy farm, and their calves are like right at the fence, so I can always look at the cute little calves. And then my third favourite is cats. Now, I did notice one of my other cats is out. You can see him, he's ginger. The camera's not going to be amazing at focusing. Oh, somewhat. That's Vincent. 100 metres away. Feeny! Come on! Feeny! Puss puss! Nope. And then just to his side is Lulu, my oldest Maltese Shih Tzu dog. And she's got a sister, Hazel, who's up at the house. She knows how to jump the fence, that's why she's out, unfortunately. Her sister doesn't. Oh, Finny, you coming? Let me zoom out. Oh, you're playing. Oh, get that dog. Oh, can't zoom out quick enough. He's on a pole. So Vinny is a rescue. I got him from the local RSPCA. Oh, you ran away. I'll pick you up. Vinny, come here. I feel like I just got rejected and left hanging. He is a rescue. I've had him 3 or 4 years. I first got him when I lived with my parents, hadn't even moved out yet. And then when I moved out, he came with me. He is the bestest boy. He is amazing. He loves getting picked up and carried. He is a very good boy. And then I have my little girl, Millie. She's very small. She never really grew. We got her as a 8-week-old kitten, I think. Whatever's the legal minimum. I can't remember, because I know it was the day that she turned old enough to be sold or given away, that we got her off of Gumtree, which is a Australian, bit like eBay or Amazon sort of thing, but more home buyers related. But yeah, okay, I'm going to cut and I will show you my chicken yard, which also has a cherry and a nectarine tree in it, so I can show you what they look like at the moment. Okay guys, so this is the chicken coop that came with the rental when we moved here, so it was already like this. We haven't really done any changes at all other than their chickens themselves and their feed. So I have my lovely big boy Eggwood, so kind of like Edward, but Eggwood. He is amazing. He is a purebred Australorp. If I come in, give me a second. Yep, oops, hitting my camera on a pole. Oops, hitting it on a fence. That's not advised. Okay, so this is Eggwood. He's a very good boy, very healthy. You can see the greens in his tail. Then we have 2 Isa girls. They're both very friendly. And then we have a Australorp hen as well. These guys are best of friends. They also have an Indian runner duck friend. We did get 5 Indian runner ducks. They were about a week old. However, a few got gotten by foxes and the rest were males, unfortunately. So the males we turned into meat. But here is our lovely Indian runner duck girl. She doesn't have a name, and as of today, she has gone broody, or I've noticed she's gone broody. So you can see over there, she's made herself a nest, and she's a very proud girl. And now I've got to try and get my hands on some fertile Indian runner duck eggs, because ducks are not meant to be on their lonesome. We did have, so before we culled the males, we had 2 girls that we kept, and then a fox came in one night and got a bunch of chickens, because I used to have a lot more chickens than this, and my duck. So this little girl, she got very stressed at first. She stopped laying for a couple weeks, and then she started laying again, and now she's gone clucky, or broody, whatever you can call it. So I'm going to get her some fertile eggs so she can have some chicks, and then they will be her friends. So we have a water system. So we have, lucky enough, there's a tap in here, over there on that pole. So we have turned that on, and that puts water into this drum here that my partner set up. It's 100 litres, and then that gravity feeds into here, which is their water reservoir. Their food looks empty at the moment. That's because I spilt most of it on the ground. The duck usually has a pond, but she's gone broody. I'm not going to bother keeping that completely up to date. However, I've never once seen her swim in that. She always swims in the water bowl anyway. Don't ask me how she fits. So here is one of the trees. Where can I find some fruit? Oh, here's a fruit. Beautiful. So here is a nectarine fruit. Last year I got quite a few nectarines off this tree. They are the sweetest nectarines I've ever had. It's probably something to do with all the manure around the bottom. Oh look, she's sitting on her nest now. Girl. And then we also have, oh, just got poked in the nose by a tree, our massive cherry tree, which is absolutely loaded with these red cherries. Granted, these ones are sitting on the wire. But if I move the leaves, it is loaded. It was the same last year too. Last Christmas, it was absolutely covered in these beautiful cherries. And then we didn't net it. As you can see, this is not netted. And all the wild birds came in and got them. I know it was the wild birds because the pits were still hanging from the tree. Oh, that's my phone. Apologies. And you can hear my cat is climbing up the top. Hello, Vincent. Hi. Yeah, you're trying to get pats. Can't reach you. Can't reach. Oh, touched you. Oh, hi. And a cat. He's very much a farm cat. A very good boy. Very good mouser. And the wild annoying birds. Fortunately, occasionally he gets a good bird, but that's why we keep them inside. They're not meant to be outside. I don't know how they got out. I'm going to have to go investigate. But yeah, that's my cherry trees, doing really well at the moment. Very, very happy. Turn this around. So yeah, and now I'm going to go show you our chicks that we got about a month ago. That are still under the lamp. We got quite a few different heritage breeds. Okay guys, I'm back. My batteries died in my camera, so I had to quickly replace them. So I'm going to show you the chippies now. But it was kind of good because it meant I could look at how the cats got out. The last one must have bounced a little bit. So, let's have a look at my chippies. This is one of the bottle-fed ones. Not overly friendly. Where's Malcolm? So over here, you'll see our mama. My partner nicknamed her Barbara, and her son, he's still got his tail. She's a very good mum. And then there's Malcolm. Oh, Malcolm's going to come over. Hi. So these other 4 were bottle raised, and Malcolm is definitely the friendliest. He's a very good boy. You can tell him by his spotty little nose. There you go. Oh, you're not usually very friendly. She... or he, I'm not sure. Are you a she or a he? You are a she. She is not usually very friendly, nor is he. He's Flopsy, got floppy ears. And then this girl here with the dark nose is always very friendly. Oh, you try and bite me. Hello. Yeah, Malcolm's the bestest boy. But yeah, so when Malcolm was first born, he was blind in both eyes. He couldn't see. So I just walked out into a paddock because his mum had abandoned him because sheep have weird intelligence. She would have been able to tell that he wasn't normal and would have abandoned him. And I just walked up to him and picked him up, and he didn't even know what happened because he couldn't see. But it was all just, well, mostly just bruising from birth, and he's a lot better now. But he's a very friendly boy. Now, what I wanted to show you guys was my chicks. So my chicks, I'm very lucky to be able to get them from a lady in Mount Barker. She gets them from a commercial farm that only sells them to other businesses, and then her business is she sells them to people who aren't a business, who just want 1 or 2 chickens or all that sort of stuff. We are going to be getting some guinea fowl from her early next month. Early December was her estimate. However, we will have to see. You can probably hear the chicks now. So yeah, they're heritage breeds. They're a mix of everything. We've got them in this aviary. We used to actually have birds in here, but we modified it slightly to have the chicks in it. Just give me a second. Have to shut the door or they'll get out. So we've just got a little latch that we just thread through the wire. Oh, they're hungry. I'll have to give them some food. I can do that. So we've got quite a few different breeds. We've got Spangled Hamburgs there. You can see there's 2 different age groups. So we went and got some, and then we went back a week later and bought a heap more. We've got a Brahma over here with fluffy feet. Got a bit of everything. I'll put it in the description down below exactly what chicks we have and exactly what breeds they all are. I'm just going to quickly give these guys some food. I might fill up their water as well, and then I'm going to show you what I have in here, my mini hothouse. It's not really a hothouse, but it's my gardening shed. So I'll be right back and I will show you what's in here. Okay guys, I'm back. So you can probably hear the chicks in the background. I did just feed them and gave them some water. They needed both, so they might be a little bit loud because they're just eating. They get very happy when they're eating. But I wanted to show you guys in here. So in here is a bit of everything. So to start off, I've got my beautiful dragon fruit here. As you can see, it's very spiky. Let me show you. It's not focusing. That's okay. And it's got its first shoot. You'll notice it's very long. That is because I got it just before winter and I kept it inside so it didn't get killed by the frosts. But that also meant that it didn't see much sunlight, so it was kind of trying to find the sun inside, which there's no sun inside. I've got some garlic that I've just got up here curing at the moment. That's from when my sheep got in their garlic patch for the first time. They pulled all of these actually out of the ground, so I had to pull them. Well, not pull them because they were out. Here are my beans. Oh, I nearly fell over. So these I grew from seed, my own seeds from last year. So last year I bought some seeds and grew some butter beans, and then I kept the seeds, and now I'm growing my own from them. This one doesn't look too good, but that's alright. So I'm going to grow these 2 at first, and then I'm going to grow another 12 for those corn that I was showing you before. But yeah, you can see here I made my own seeds. In here I've got a tiny bit of silver beet that's just growing randomly. My partner and I both don't eat it. I thought I'd grow it for my chickens. My chickens have decided they don't eat it, so it's just growing for no apparent reason at the moment. We'll find a reason. I've got a little bit of spring onions. This one here, not too sure what that actually is. We'll see. Kind of looks like a different variety of spring onion. Here I've got my black currant, which is doing really well. It's got some nice leaves on it. Here is an avocado I grew from a seed that's doing pretty good. Once again, it's really tall because I grew it in winter and it was trying to find the sun. At this point here, you'll see some browning. That's where it grew leaves. And then I brought it outside and it got windy and it literally spun the leaves round and round and round until they fell off. So then it grew a heap more before deciding to grow more leaves. I have this beautiful cactus which has got a tiara of flowers on it at the moment. And I've got some other succulents. This one looks like it died, but as you can see, it's got babies growing around. This one here is very spiky. This one here had a flower a little while ago. It's just finished. And then I've got my strawberries, which are just starting. So because this is these strawberries' first year, their first batch of strawberries I actually cut off because I wanted them to focus on their roots and the actual plants a little bit more before setting out fruit. So the first round of fruit I cut off, and now they're on their second round, just starting. So I'm going to let them actually grow to their full potential this time. I am going to just quickly, just checking how long I've got left to record before it cuts off on me. I wish with this camera, when it cut, like it made a noise, like it made like a shutter noise, just telling you, oh, you're talking to yourself now, you look like a crazy person. Even though now I technically am still talking to myself and being a crazy person, however, I'm recording it so people can see it in the future. Quickly, just going to go for a quick walk to show you our established, I hear my cat being, I don't know where he is, sorry, to show you the established mulberry bush that was already on the property, that we're very lucky to have really nice landlords, and they don't really care what we do with it. I'm just going to jump this fence because I can't get it off its hinges. Ooh. Okay, so I thought I saw Bean in the tree for a second. So you can see here, here's the mulberry tree. You can see it used to be a lot bigger, and if you go from the top side, someone's tried to push it over with a tractor to get rid of it, and it was able to keep just enough roots to keep half of it alive. So last year we got more mulberries off of this than we knew what to do with. I made, I think it was 6 litres of cordial, mulberry cordial off this tree, as well as mulberry jam and just mulberry pies, anything you want to do with mulberries. So they have very small berries on this one, because I believe it's like it's not one of the newer varieties. If you were to go to a store today and buy a mulberry sapling or tiny plant, it would be modified to have bigger fruit and that sort of stuff, whereas this one doesn't. It's absolutely loaded, however. But yeah, the berries are a lot smaller, but they're so sweet. If I climb up under, there's a dog under here. She's a good helper. You can see all the fruit. The camera's not really picking it up. I come down here and you look. Is there water on my lens? There is a cat sharpening his claws. Vincent. But up in here, you'll see there is thousands of mulberries. You're a very good boy. This is Vinny. He's a very large boy, but a very good boy. I'm going to do something slightly dangerous. If I balance my camera there, where's that looking? Just going to quickly show you how big this cat is. Look at him. He is not small. I'm 5'9" for reference. You're a big boy. You're a very good boy. And he's purring his heart out. I'm going to come real close. Can you? I don't know if you can hear that. Oh. Nearly knocked my camera off. Yep, still recording. That would have been terrible. Would have cried. But yeah, so there you go, guys. That's a little snippet of my little slice of paradise. I will be filming probably next weekend the pulling of my garlic, and I do need to put some more hay on my potatoes. These two are running through the long grass. You can see Lulu quite easy. You can see the white dot, but the ginger dot's quite hard to see. They love it. She's such a farm dog. She's a Maltese Shih Tzu. She's tiny, but she's very much a farm dog. But yeah, so yeah, I'll be filming a video of the garlic harvest and putting some more straw on my potatoes most likely next week. We'll see. Maybe even planting corn in one as well, or that might be sooner or later. But yeah, guys, so this is the first of what hopefully becomes many YouTube videos. Let me... Ooh! Jumper fence. But yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I'm going to admit, it's pretty amateur. Video quality ain't going to be amazing. Audio ain't going to be amazing. But I just want to show you with what I've got. This used to be my mum's camera. She gave it to me when she got a new camera. And I love it. So yeah, hope you guys like the video. Feel free to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you around.